Greetings, super teachers. I am getting ready to do a quick presentation. We're going to do a presentation on winning as a teacher every time. So, these are just some things I found to have worked in the past, and I'm going to pass them on to you. You decide if they're going to be useful to you or not. Let me share here and let's go. So, win as a teacher every time. So the biggest piece is starting out with some good rituals and routines, making sure that there are do nows, warm ups, even math reviews, and making sure that you have something in place. What are you starting them off with? And that's making sure everything's set at the beginning, everybody knows what's supposed to be doing, and talking about your expectations. And one of the things I do at the beginning of the year is do a who am I, and it kind of talks about um, I show a slideshow of pictures of me, what I like to do, and just kind of introducing to them myself and who I am, who they're going to be involved with for the year. And then I have them do a presentation as well, um, and nothing too formal, but and if they don't want to share their personal pictures, they show some pictures from the internet of things they like to do. Like if they like playing basketball, they'll have uh, a picture of some basketball players. If they like soccer, if they like music, if they like drawing, things like that. Then I give them my expectations, and I make it personal. I expect this of you. I expect for you to come in on time. I expect you to come with notebook and pencil if you don't have your iPad. I expect you to have a charged iPad. I expect, and whatever my expectations are, I give that to them. But then I have them write what they expect of me as well, at least one or two things. What do you expect from me? And so we're getting off on the right track then. And then we're getting to know each other. First few weeks, we're making sure we have rituals and routines down, and we practice those over and over and over until they have them down. There's no confusion. When you take away the confusion, you're on your way to a successful year. Um, Make them part of the learning process. Let them know where we're going, what's our goal, and we don't do a whole bunch of rules, but we do a lot of expectations and standards. So my standard is this is where we plan on being by the end of the year, and how we get there, we're going to work through that, and you'll have some clear cut ways of how to get there. Tell them what the plan is for the year, and make sure they're vested in that journey, because it is going to be a nice long partnership. So you want to make sure that you all are partnering together. Yes, you have the last say so in class, but you really want them to be a huge part of it. Um, Other thing is make sure you have assignments that everyone can do. This is assignment I made Gwen's Gwen City, but I used it for slope and wire intercept. I also used it for other things as well, but they had to do locations, and then here's an assignment that goes along with this. And then, okay, you're this far away and find the slope, and what would be your new location? And so there was nobody who did not do this assignment. So you want to make sure you have some assignments that everyone can do. And so that takes a little while, but you keep building one by one. Okay, I have one assignment that everyone knows how to do. Then you find another one at some point. It takes a little time, but it's going to be beneficial. Front loading is going to be really huge and key for you in a successful year. Finding a bunch of things, running it past family members, co-workers, running it past them ideas before you get into the classroom. So another thing, have study guides and scenarios for students. Do study guides to solidify the learning and the success on summatives. The more successful they are, that's where building relationships happen. Building relationships is not just finding out who they are and getting into, hey, what do you like doing? Beautiful. However, the relationships are solidified when they have success. And so as long as everything's clear and you're showing them and giving them assignments that they can do and then building on that and getting them closer and closer to the actual standards and benchmarks, that's where the relationships are built, because now they're saying, wow, I didn't think I could do this, but now look at what I'm doing now. And so key relationships are done there. Have them do audios or videos or writings. That's where discourse comes in. And you have students who will not talk out loud, but are in public, but they can do a video, I mean, audio, and then they don't want their face shown, so they don't have to do a video, but they now do an audio, and they're talking through how uh, the problems are solved or whatever thing or assignment you have given them, and then they can show you where they are, because that's where the learning takes place, when they can talk through it and explain it. If they can't talk through it and explain it, they don't necessarily know it. And so when you hear someone say, well, I know how to do it, but I can't explain it, there's something they're missing. So having them do audios, videos, or even writings, that's going to be really key in discourse. All right. And so that's just an example of what the students are able to do if they just do an audio. So giving them some other opportunities to be successful, instead of everybody has to present in front of the board, everyone has to do a video, everyone must write. No, I have given you an opportunity to do audio, because that may be where you can really express yourself in the best manner. Create videos for your students to watch the way you explain it, the way you've done it. So instead of assigning them to a video someone else has online, you know how you all have been discussing and talking about things in the classroom. So you make the video, and then things will go well from there, because then they'll actually understand what you're talking about. When they come back to class, they'll actually know it. And the beautiful thing about the video is, in class, they can't pause you because you may be going too fast for them. But in the video, they can pause, they can take notes, they can rewind. And that's the beauty of video. And later we'll talk more about, because I did some things this summer, modern classroom project. And we can talk more about that if you like. So taking away as many distractions as possible. We're taking away any London fog, anything where they may be confused. And let's say, let's do this. And the beauty of it also is, while they're watching the videos, you can actually be going around helping individuals that you've used your trackers or your data to find out who needs a little bit more help and who doesn't. And then you can even have people sharing videos together with the split headphones, and having the people who you know are productive, who can work together productively, have them work together. And that eases a lot of tension in the classroom as well. But you do have to know your students and know who can work with who. And repetition, repetition, repetition. Provide opportunities for scholars to talk a lot, use a lot of discourse, even if it has to be the audios we're talking about. And here's some examples. You've got to use real life examples. I found that real life examples, none of my students have asked me, when will we use this or algebra in real life? Because I'm giving them real life experiences here. KFC versus Popeyes to do systems of equations here. And so just making real life examples, and it's huge, I'm telling you. Competition in games. We have math bowl. We have different games like math musical chairs. I've even done a talent show in the room before, but you've being creative and just thinking outside the box. But again, the biggest piece is making sure everything is clear. Everything is clear and everybody knows what to do. And the collaboration with other staff members and colleagues is going to be huge when you're coming up with these things to make sure it's clear. So, and let people say, hey, well, what are you thinking right here? And so how will you approach this? What's your next step if you do that? And so that's where you really become great as an educator, because you're allowing people to ask you those questions. You have people giving you what I would like to call intimate feedback. And so it's really key to collaborate and make everything clear. And hey, there's also some things that we could talk about. I have a few things with some classroom management tips. Just Let me go here. These are 7 things that I kind of do before we even have any situations, because everything's been clear. So now, if there are some situations that do arise, I have 7 things that I do before a student even gets an ODR. And I think I only did 2 ODRs last year, and that was toward the end of the year. And I didn't even know how to do ODRs because I did these things. When there's a situation that arises, I use close proximity, kind of go by them, go stand next to them. I'll use a nonverbal cue, give them a sign where no one else can see. And then if that works, we're done. Then the next thing is, okay, so that didn't work. Let me go over and talk to you a little bit closer, a little bit closer to you. And then if that doesn't work, conversation outside of class after I've gotten all the other students working and doors open, but I'm still having a discussion where I'm not putting that person on blast right away. And so having a conversation when that doesn't work, I acknowledge contact of the parent or caregiver. Okay, well, maybe I need to get some reinforcement here. I need to talk to a parent or somebody. And I usually never get to step number 5, but on the rare occasion, acknowledge that, okay, well, do we need to do an ODR or do some kind of behavior report? You know what I mean? And then actually call the parent after that. And like I said, I've only had to do 2 ODRs. And so in a whole year, and that was toward the end of the year. With that being said, these are some things that can really, really, really shape and make your year a much better year. My year was very, very smooth at the end of the year because of having all of those things in place, especially what you saw in the slideshow. So hopefully that helps. Again, I really want to help. This is not saying I'm the best in the world. This is just saying I've tried a lot of things and I've had some success with them, and I'm still learning even more each and every day. So hopefully that helps. You all are going to do extremely, extremely well. I'm so excited for you. Have a great school year. Have a great day.